I know this whole idea of inner child healing just feels like another mountain someone's telling you to climb, and they're not giving you a map, the shoes, any of the right equipment. Maybe you're sitting in therapy and you're nodding your head listening to your therapist, and they're telling you to go back and to heal that little boy, just whatever the fuck that means. And then you leave your therapist's office and you still have that same knot in your stomach, the same tightness in your chest, and just something still just doesn't feel right. So you walk back into your house and your wife is there wondering if tonight is the night that you are going to be snapping or shutting down or going quiet, disappearing. I know how exhausting that cycle can get, and you just want it to stop. You want to be able to come home and not feel like everyone is bracing for impact. You want your wife to be able to look at you again like she used to, not with edge in her eyes. And you want your kids to run to you without scanning your face first, wondering if you're okay. You want to stop feeling like a stranger in your own family. And I need to tell you guys, this whole thing about inner child healing is not some mystical idea that only people who live in yoga studios get to understand. It's a simpler way of saying that there's a younger part of you, a boy inside of you, who never got what he needed when things were hard, when things went bad. And that boy is still in you. He's the one who shows up when you're really under pressure. The one who grabs the wheel when your body floods with all of those emotions, anger and shame, all of that weight that feels unbearable, when sadness makes you want to hide. It's not the man that you are today. It's that boy who never stopped caring what happened back then. And the part that really matters, healing him, does not mean pretending to go back in time and changing the past. You can't do that. But you can finally give him what no one else ever did. Words, acknowledgement, validation, truth. You don't have to pat him on the head and say some cheesy lines to make him smile, but you do need to be able to look him in the eyes in your own memory and say, I see you. I get why you felt that way. You're not crazy for feeling that way. You're not wrong for feeling that way. And then let him know that you're here now. The man that you are today is here, and that you can carry what he couldn't. And that's when the grip of those feelings start to loosen. That's when you get space between the trigger and the outbursts, between the stimulus and your reactions. That's when you can stop being run by explosions that you can't explain later. Think about what changes in your house when you do this type of stuff. Your wife doesn't have to brace herself for what mood you're walking in with. She doesn't have to wonder if the man she fell in love with is still in there somewhere. She can breathe around you again. She can soften again. Your kids can stop living in that quiet fear of whether dad is going to be a safe person today. They can laugh. They can be silly. They can climb into your lap without checking if you're shutting down or if you're angry. That's what is possible when you do this type of work. Not because you're forcing yourself to behave differently, but because the fuel that's behind that anger and shame finally loses its fire. And I know right now it feels like you don't even know where to begin. So here's a step that you can take right now, sometime today, tonight, later, whenever. Grab a piece of paper and a pen and write a letter to that younger version of yourself. The boy before shit hit the fan. Before all the wounds, before everything shifted, before you decided that the only way to survive was to fight or to disappear. Write to him, not to cheer him up, not to tell him, hey, everything's gonna be fine, dude. Tell him the truth. Tell him what is coming into his life. Tell him why it makes sense that he's gonna get so angry. Why it made sense that he felt so goddamn alone. Why it made sense he felt like he had to hide everything. Tell him he wasn't wrong for feeling what he did. And then let him know he's not alone anymore. Because you've got his back now. You've got him. You can carry it together from here on out. You know, that one letter right there might not change everything overnight, but you're going to feel a shift. I guarantee it. You'll feel a little more space inside of yourself. You're going to breathe deeper. The knot in your stomach might loosen, even if just a little bit. And that's how you know the process has started. I've watched men do this, and the changes come in real time. One guy told me that his wife looked at him the next morning in a way that she hadn't in years, just from the way that his body had softened overnight. And look it up, you guys. This is not like some woo-woo fairy tale shit. This is science, like nervous system co-regulation. When you start to shift your insides, other people can feel it. You know, there are men who are going through this process who are on the edge of losing everything. Men who had wives talking about divorce, kids who were afraid of them, and they found their way back because they stopped fighting themselves and they started listening to that little boy inside. They stopped treating him like he was a weakness, and they started treating him like the key to becoming the man that they always wanted to be. And I know it's hard to put words around all of this stuff. I know it can feel messy and awkward. Like, just to even begin doing this is different. You don't have to explain it all perfectly. You don't have to say in a way like to sound smart. I mean, I fumble over my words all the time. You just have to start. Write the letter. Don't censor yourself. Just let the words come. Even if it's sloppy, even if it sounds or feels broken, that little boy doesn't need a polished speech, okay? He just needs someone to show up for him honestly. That's it. And if you feel like you need more than this, just this one step, if you need a place where men like you are walking through this in real time, you guys, we have a group for that. Not just a place to gather and bullshit about abstract talk, but this is about going through the practice and the work, about giving you the tools that you can use in the middle of real life, about helping you steady yourself so you don't lose the people that you love. And listen, there's a link that's in the description down below that you can try this out for free for 7 days. Click the link in the description, come inside, see what this is all about. Meet other guys who are learning how to stop living on edge, who are learning how to let go of the rage and the shame and the sadness and just actually start leading their families with calm, strength, and clarity. And if you're not ready for that, that's okay too. Do this work, writing that letter, okay? Do it tonight. And tomorrow, notice what shifts in you. And when you're ready for more, step into that community where you don't have to figure this all out on your own, okay? You don't have to keep pretending that you're fine while you're drowning inside. You do not have to keep losing ground with your wife and your kids. You can learn how to be that steady, calm presence again. You can learn how to feel like a good man again, and you'll see that saving your marriage and saving your family, saving yourself, it's not about fixing everything in one night. It's just about showing up differently one step at a time until the man that your family has been waiting for is finally the one walking through that fucking door. Let's go.